Narayan, Jai Shri Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We start with stanza 51. Dharmagub dharmakṛt dharmī sadasat sharam akṣaram avijñātā sahastrāṃsu vidhātā kṛtalakṣaṇa. Name number 476, Dharmagub, the protector of dharma. Bhagavan Bhashyakar interprets this as dharmam gopayati iti dharmagub, meaning he protects dharma or rightful conduct in people, and hence he is called dharmagub, the guardian of dharma. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Bhagavan says, Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yoge yoge. I incarnate myself in every age for the firm establishment of dharma. The Ramcharitmanas also talks about the same deterioration of dharma, defined as following virtuous conduct and the path of righteousness, and not as religion. Vasudeva and Devaki also protected this dharma, and hence Krishna incarnated to protect them. Hence, the ones who inculcate these values are the role models for the society, so the world at large can follow their example, as the Bhagavan says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yad yada charati shreshtaha tat tat eve tarojanaha. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So the Lord stands in the support of such devotees and favors them in order to reinforce this example for the world. Hence, Krishna's so-called bias towards the Pandavas following the same principle. Hence, wherever exists righteousness, there follows victory on all fronts. So therefore, Dharmagub. The next name, dharmakṛt. He practices dharma, kṛt. Bhagavan Bhashyakar interprets this as, even though he himself is above the dharma and adharma, he rigorously observes the part of dharma, so he sets an example for others in order to respect the code of dharma. We talked about this even in the earlier name. In the Bhagavad Gita 3, verses 22 to 24, he says, Name partha asti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchanaha. O Parth, there is no work prescribed for me within all the three worlds. Neither am I in want of anything, nor have I a need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in work, dharmakṛt. And he also goes on to say, Mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. If I do not engage in work, meaning righteous work, O Parth, everyone will simply emulate me. And if I cease to work, then all the worlds will be put into ruin. And I would be the cause of many unrighteous deeds that follow that would destroy all living entities. So dharmakṛt. Next name is 478, dharmī. Again, simple to understand, he who carries dharma. Dharma asya asti iti dharmihi, one who owns or has dharma, quite simply. Bhagavan Bhashyakar says, dharman dharayati iti dharmī. He carries dharma, he takes full responsibility for the rule of dharma and supports it all the way. In the Falashruti of the Vishnu Shastranam also, we say, Achara prabhavo dharma, dharmasya prabharachyuta. Dharma evolved out of culture, and Lord Achyut is the chieftain of dharma. So those who follow the path of dharma reach the fame that is everlasting, and those who destroy dharma end up destroying themselves. Hence, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, meaning dharma protects those who protect dharma by leading a life guided by the principles of dharma. Name number 479, Sat. We will see this in contradiction in the next name, asat. Now, we will see Sat, Asat, and the combination of these names in a lot of smritis, in a lot of Purans. In fact, if you look at the Srimad Bhagavat, you will find this Asat, Sat combination mentioned at least over 100 times. So, Sat means he who is eternal. He just is, and therefore he is eternal. So we also in the Shruti say, in the stuti, say, Sachidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadi Hetave. So we praise the Lord as his existential attribute, meaning one whose existence himself or sat or is the form of the entire existence. Even in the Chatushloki Bhagavat in Srimad Bhagavat 2.9.33, and he goes on to basically say, it is I who was existing before the creation, ahameva, sameva gre, meaning there was nothing but myself, nor was there any material nature which is the cause of the creation, and that what you see now is also me. We all know the Chatushloki very well, but this just emphasizes when he says, Nanyat yat sad asat param, meaning I will always be there. Also in the Bhagavad Gita 11.37, he goes on to say, when Arjun sees the universal Rupa of Bhagavan, he praises him and he says, O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. O limitless one, O God of all gods, O refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source of the universe, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Ananta devesha jagannivasa tvam akṣaram sad asat tat param yat. Hence, Bhagavan is Satya Sarup, that is the embodiment of this very existence or the embodiment of truth. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan also instructs Arjuna on the significance of the three terms, Om Tat Sat. Sadguru Bhagavan referred to these in the pravachan prior to yesterday, where he said, Om Tat Sat iti nirdesho brahmanas tri vidaha smritaha. Meaning, from the beginning of creation, the three syllables Om Tat Sat have been used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. Now, the next name that follows in corollary is Asat. So now Bhagavan is the creator of Asat. Following the postulate, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, but the Jagat is also a form of the great Lord. So Vishnu Maya, it can be termed as Vishnu Maya, the illusion that is created by Bhagavan, which is a delusion, it is an illusion, it is therefore Asat. And Asat is associated with Sharam, which is the perishable, and Sat is associated with Akṣaram, which is the imperishable. In the Bhagavad Gita, therefore, in 9.19, Bhagavan says, Amritam chayava mriyuscha sat asat cha aham Arjuna, meaning I am immortality as well as death. O Arjun, I am the Sat, existence, as well as the Asat, non-existence. So taking the support of the unreal, we reach the ultimate real goal. However, since the Jagat is where we exist, this is the means to achieve the Sat, or the ultimate goal. Bhagavan Bhashyakar also says, Aparam Brahma Asat, it is the apparent reality as it is immediately perceivable, not the underlying absolute reality. He quotes from the Chandogya Upanishad, which says, it exists only in the words describing it. Vacha rambhanam vikaro namadheyam. In other words, it is superficial and fleeting because it is a name. It is changeable, it is impure, it is temporary. So, he is also very much the corollary to Sat. And as we have mentioned before, that this contradiction literally exists in hundreds of shlokas in the Smriti. Now, following Asat is Akṣaram, he whose existence is never diminished or destroyed. Name number 480. Bhagavan Bhashyakar interprets this as, Sat refers to the true and absolute Brahma, which stands for the one unchanging underlying reality, Akṣaram, and this is pure existence. The Chandogya Upanishad 2.1 says, Sadeva Swamya idam agra asit ekam eva dvitiyam, which is, O Swamya, this pure existence alone there was at the beginning without any other second entity. Bhagavan Bhashyakar further says, Sarvani bhutani sharam kūtastha akṣaram. All beings are perishable, but the underlying soul is imperishable. So Akṣaram refers to the everlasting universal soul, which is present in each being as a witness. He quotes the Bhagavad Gita 15:16, which says, Shara sarvani bhutani kūtastho kṣara uchyate. All beings are perishable and have a limited span of existence physically, but the Paramatma, or the universal soul, is imperishable without a beginning or an end. Akṣaram, therefore, means that which never diminishes or decays. Bhagavan is Sat, as he does not undergo any diminution over time and is eternal. As also in 10.33 of the Bhagavad Gita, he says, of the letters, I am the letter A, akṣarāṇa makārosmi. So among compound words, I am the dual compound, I am the inexhaustible time, and of creators I am Brahma, and so on. So the anatom of akṣaram refers to the perishable part of all beings, sharam refers to perishable, and Bhagavan Bhashyakar has already talked about this earlier. The Shruti in the Ishavasya Upanishad also talks about tade jati, tanne jati, and so on, meaning everything needs to be realized within and experienced, since everything is a set of paradoxes within the infinite supreme. The next name, avijñātā. Now, this does not mean that one who doesn't know, as the intuitive experience would imply, but it's one that means one who does not take cognizance of the unreal world, or does not take cognizance of the flaws of his devotees, or one who does not know the temporal, unreal Maya, all the world, since he is all reality himself. Bhagavan Bhashyakar interprets this as Atmani katritvadi vikalpa vijñānam kalpitamiti tad vasana avagunthito jivo vijñātā advilakṣaṇo Vishnu, meaning people have a distorted view or a delusion that they are responsible for their own actions. However, avijñātā, Sri Hari, he who's above this distorted knowledge, is avijñātā. He also does not take cognizance of the flaws, meaning he ignores the flaws of his devotees. So in the Bhagavad Gita, in 9.30, Bhagavan says, Apichetsu durāchāro bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhureva samantevya samyak vyavasito hi sa, which is, my devotee has not committed this fault. He has done it inadvertently. Then as far as I'm concerned, he's all good. So name number 483 has also been indicated as the one who's overlooking the defects of his devotees. Now, he has rightly resolved in his mind, samyak vyavasito hi sa, that Bhagavan is everything. Only ignoring the faults of such devotees, he doesn't look for anything else. Meaning, if one commits the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he has to be considered saintly. This is the name avijñātā. The next name, sahastrāṃsu, very easy to understand. Meaning, he has 1,000 rays. We saw this earlier even in Vishnu, where he is described as the one whose nature is to shine. Anshu means ray, sahasra means 1,000. Hence, sahastrāṃsu means one with countless rays, which may denote the sun aspect of Sri Hari. Bhagavan Bhashyakar explains this as Aditya adigataha amshavaha asyeti ayameva mukhya sahastrāṃsu. He possesses countless rays excelling the sun in radiance, hence he is the real sun. The Taittiriya Brahman 3.12.9 says, Yena suryas tapati teja siddhaha, lighted by his effulgence, the sun also shines. Bhagavan Bhashyakar also gives reference from the Bhagavad Gita 15.12, where Bhagavan says, Yadaditya gatam teja, I am the one who bestowed this radiance on the sun. Hence, sahastrāṃsu. The next one is 485, vidhātā, the supreme controller. Bhagavan Bhashyakar explains this as Visheshena Shesha Diggajaha Bhūdharan Sarva Bhūtānam Dhatrun Dadati iti vidhātā. He supports the bearers of the earth, such as Shesh Narayan and the Dash Dikpal, the directional elephants, hence he is called vidhātā. The import of this name is simply that Bhagavan is the supreme controller and the supporter of all. Without his underlying support, all other support would break down. He is also the creator of Brahma. In the Shruti, it is said, Yo Brahmanam vidhātati purvam, meaning, even before Brahma existed, I did. So the word vidhātā is derived from the root dha, which is to put or to grant or to produce or to bear. V is indicated to indicate vividha, hence in a number of ways. So, vidhātā. The one who lays down also the rules for Vedic rites to be observed by the people, or he who bestows the benefits of those karmas that are observed in a Vedic manner, is also vidhātā. Kartavya karmanam vidhātritve vishthatā vyādhatat iti, meaning he lays down the rules and he executes to those rules and imparts the fruit of those rules. Vidha also means division, portion, part. So one who apportions or controls or distributes or creates is vidhātā, the supreme controller. The next name, kṛtalakṣaṇa, we have talked about this in Sarva Lakshana Lakshanya as well. He has prescribed the distinguishing characteristics for the pious or for himself. So he is kṛtalakṣaṇa. The Falashruti of the Vishnu Sahasranam also says, Veda shastrāni vijñānam etat sarvam janardana. All the Vedas, scriptures and sciences spring from Lord Janardana. Bhagavan Bhashyakar gives 4 different meanings for this name. Nitya Nishpanna Chaitanya Rupatvat kṛtalakṣaṇah. He is the crystallization of ever-present consciousness in all beings, hence he is kṛtalakṣaṇah. Or kṛtāni lakṣaṇāni shastrāni anena itiva kṛtalakṣaṇah. He has created all the Vedas and Shastras, hence he is kṛtalakṣaṇa. And there are a few others. He has also distinguished himself with the Shrivats mark on his Vakshasthalam, hence he is kṛtalakṣaṇa. So he distinguishes himself through 6 attributes, Gyan, Aishwarya, so wisdom, sovereignty, Shakti, energy, Bal, strength, Virya, valor, Tejas, splendor or glory. And so Bhagavan has distinguished himself through these unique attributes of being Sat, Chit, Anand, and other aspects such as his Adishesh, Shayanam, Garud Vahanam, Meghashayam, and Shankha and Chakra, Ayud and Pitambara Vastra, and all of that, this is all his Lakshan, hence he is kṛtalakṣaṇa. The last name for today is gabhastinemi, he who is the hub of effulgence. Gabhasti means a ray or a beam of light, and nemi means a rim or a perimeter of the wheel. Hence, gabhastinemi literally means a wheel of radiation. Bhagavan Bhashyakar interprets this name as Gabhasti Chakrasya Madhye Suryatmanaha Sthiti Iti Gabhastinemi, which is he shines as the sun at the center of the circle of rays in the solar system. We have talked about this even in the earlier name, Nakshatra Nemihi. In Sandhya Vandanam, we chant the mantra as well. The one residing at the center of the solar system has to be meditated upon. Dhyaya Sada Savitri Mandala Madhyavarti, meaning he enlightens everything by his effulgence and he's at the center of the planetary system as the sun as well. So the interpretation derives the meaning of the name Gabhasti from the root words to shine. The nemi is derived from the root words to lead. So we have already talked about nemi earlier as well, but the one who leads with his effulgence is also gabhastinemi. This is the summary of names up until now. The complete shlok also talks about certain other aspects that will be put up on the website tomorrow, since today will be the last translation of the pravachan that we are doing here. With that, we close this. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Narayan.